The national flag of India is a horizontal rectangular tricolor of Indian saffron, white and Indian green, with the Ashoka Chakra, a 24-spoke wheel in navy blue at its center. It was adopted in its present form during a meeting of the Constituent Assembly held on 22nd July 1947, and it became the official flag of the Dominion of India on 15th August 1947. The flag was subsequently retained as that of the Republic of India. In India, the term tricolor, Tiranga, almost always refers to the Indian national flag. The flag is based on the Swaraj flag, a flag of the Indian National Congress designed by Pingali Venkaya. A number of flags with varying designs were used in the period preceding the Indian independence movement by the rulers of different princely states. The idea of single Indian flag was raised by the British rulers of India after the rebellion of 1857, which resulted in the establishment of direct imperial rule. The first flag, whose designs was based on Western heraldic standards, were similar to the flags of other British colonies, including Canada and South Africa. Its red field included the Union Jack in the upper left quadrant and a Star of India capped by the Royal Crown in the middle of the right half. According to the Flag Code of India, the Indian flag has a ratio of 2:3, where the length of flag is 1.5 times that of the width. All three stripes of the flag, saffron, white and green, are to be equal in width and length. The size of the Ashoka Chakra is not specified in the flag code, but it has 24 spokes that are evenly spaced. Manufacturing standards for the Indian flag. There is a chart that details the size of the Ashoka Chakra on the 9 specific sizes of the national flag. In both the flag code and ISI, they call for the Ashoka Chakra to be printed and painted on both sides of the flag in navy blue.
The Azad Hind flag, or the flag of Azad Hind Fauj, had saffron, white, green and a tiger in the middle. The saffron color indicates strength and courage of the country. The white middle band indicates peace and truth. The last band is green, which shows fertility and growth, while the tiger shows fearlessness and ferociousness of the countrymen. The Azad Hind Fauj was active from August 1942 to September 1945. The Azad Hind Fauj was engaged in World War II, Burma Campaign, Battle of Imphal and the Battle of Central Burma. The first INA was formed by Mohan Singh from 1942 to 1943 and was then continued by Subhash Chandra Bose from 1943 to 1945. The exceptional courage, determination and sacrifice the Azad Hind Fauj showed reached the people of India, and nation witnessed a surging wave of revolution. The impact of Azad Hind Fauj on revolution is not military, but it seeded the spirit of courage and determination in India. The Fauj made the British government realize the great patriotism of India would not follow the service of any foreign ruler.
The image of Bharat Mata formed with the Indian independence movement of the late 19th century. A play by Kiran Chandra Banerjee. Bharat Mata was first performed in 1873. The play, set during 1770 Bengal famine, depicts a woman and her husband who go to the forest and encounter rebels. A priest takes them to a temple where they are shown Bharat Mata. Thus they are inspired and lead a rebellion which results in the defeat of the British. The Manushi magazine at that time traces the story's origin to a sacramental. The concept of Bharat Mata as the personification of the Indian subcontinent came into existence starting in the late 19th century, especially after the Indian Rebellion of 1857 against the British. Bharat Mata as a concept was first perceived by an image of the land of India as depicted by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in his book Anand Bandh in 1822.
Importance and role of vernacular newspapers. The British came to India not only as traders but also their mission was to convert Indian to Christianity. The Christian missionary was eager to spread the Western thoughts and education among the Indian masses. A change was apparent after the introduction of modern press on Indian soil. Since then, various newspapers were published and circulated in different places in India. During the early days of the press, the newspaper journals and magazines published the matters related to individuals' affairs, education, training, and advertisements, etc. During 19th century, vernacular press aware the Indian people about the propaganda of British company. After the revolt of 1857, the vernacular press exposed British barbarism. Indian national awakening was the prime motive of vernacular newspapers. The press was time and again fined and censored for their publications against the British rule. Struggle of vernacular newspapers and pamphlets. One of the biggest struggles that the vernacular newspapers and pamphlets had to go through was the Vernacular Press Act of 1878. This was enacted in British India to curtail the freedom of the Indian language press or the non-English press. Proposed by Lord Lytton, the then Viceroy of India, who governed from 1876 to 1880, the Act was intended to prevent the vernacular press from expressing criticism of British policies, notably the opposition that had grown with the outset of the Second Anglo-Afghan War that was from 1878 to 1880. The Act excluded the English language publications. It elicited a strong and sustained protests from wide spectrum of Indian populace. It was opposed by Indians because of the following mentioned facts. The Vernacular Press Act of 1878 aimed at curbing the native press. It gave extensive right to the British to censor newspaper reports, editorials, and that claimed at criticizing the British rule. It curtailed the freedom of speech and expression of the people.
Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free.
Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls.
Where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless starving stretches its arms towards perfection.
Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit.
Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into the heaven of freedom, my father led my country away.